Hi, it's T with TeaQuilts, and I'm back to do another block for you. This block is called Pickle Star, and it's another one of my Gill optional blocks. And the great thing about this block is that it requires the exact amount of fabric for both fabrics, so you can cut everything at the same time. So the first thing that you need are two 3.5-inch squares from both pieces of fabric. So that's what I have here. Next is 4 2-inch squares from each fabric, and then two 3 1/2 by 2 1/2 inch rectangles from each fabric. In addition to that, it tells you to cut 4 4-inch squares from each fabric to make half square triangles, and I will not be doing that. I'm going to be using triangulations to paper piece my half square triangles. And if you want to know more about triangulations, look at my Christmas star flower video where I go into more detail about that. So that is all you need for this block. I am going to go make my half square triangles, and then when I come back I will start laying out my units. So I have stitched my triangulations on all of the dotted lines, and so now I'm going to cut out my half square triangles. I start by trimming along the outer edge on the solid line. So I'm going to go ahead and press these seams toward the dark print on my half square triangles. And while I was also sewing my half square triangles, I also sewed my 2-inch squares together into pairs. So I took the dark and the light and sewed them together for all 4 sets. So when I come back, I will be laying out my block. I'm now ready to lay out all of my pieces. I have my first quadrant placed, and diagonally across from it will be the exact same block. So I will just go ahead and lay that out as well. And now we're going to actually reverse the process in this area. So that's how our block will look. And now I'm going to go sew these inner units together to make them equal 3.5 inches to match up with my 3.5 inch unfinished half square triangle units. So I will do that and I will come back. I'm back and I have sewn my 3-piece units together, and I have pressed the seams as well. And while I was sewing, I just went on ahead and went to the next step because I got so many units I could do that. So what we want to do now is actually sew this into a 4-patch. Or if you like, you can sew them into rows as well. But I just opted to sew them into 4 patches. So I have the 2 pieces here sewn together, and then these 2 pieces here are also sewn together. And I just pressed the seams in opposite direction so that when I flip them down, they would nest into each other. And then over here is the actual block unit where I have sewn the blocks together, where I have sewn the units together. And now I'm just going to go back and start sewing and finish off the rest of these, and then I'm going to have 4 of these units, and then I will sew these into a big 4-patch, and then I will come back with my completed block. And there is my completed pickle star block. And as I said in my previous videos for the blocks, that you can always make these scrappy if you like. You can use 4 fabrics in 1 block, so you have 2 fabrics going this way and 2 different fabrics going the other way if you like. But either way, I think it's a beautiful block. And I will see you next time. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Bye-bye.